In this episode, we're sharing our full review of the EPCOT International Festival of the Arts, breaking down the food studios, drinks, art, and entertainment. Today's January 23rd, 2026, and this is episode 840 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, hello everyone. I hope everyone is staying nice and warm through these colder days.
Yeah, big blizzard coming to the... I don't even know if it's just the Northeast. I think it's like the North, like all of it above here. We're actually going to get a little bit of warmer weather, right? And then go
I think
back
we
to
get
cold
again. Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen a lot of people on social that are like, do I book a trip to Disney this weekend to avoid,
Yeah.
the
Maybe.
weather?
It was nice and cool in Disney too.
Yeah, it was when we were there
So,
for Festival of the
it was
Arts.
super
So,
Especially when talking about this food and like.
oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, we are going to talk food, but first, we do want to run through some of the standard stuff we talk about with Festival of the Arts. We're starting with our tips. We do this for every festival, so if you are new, this might help you out. If you are old to the show and been listening for a while,
You can skip ahead.
this will be you can hit the 30-second skip button. This will be repeat, but let's talk about a few things first. And these really go around like, is Festival of the Arts kind of your reason for going? Like, this is going to be one of the main reasons that you're going to Disney for a trip, is to experience Festival of the Arts. My favorite festival, I think it was your second favorite, behind Flower and Garden.
Yep.
If you haven't listened to the last episode, go back and check it out. 2 episodes ago, I should say. We talked a little bit more Festival of the Arts and some of the dishes we were looking forward to that we're going to talk about today, and then our top 5 dishes from past festivals that have returned. But first, let's talk about when you're booking. You're contacting Amy with MEI Travel.
Yes.
What is some of the best spots to stay, knowing that Festival of the Arts might be your primary focus?
Well, first of all, Festival of the Arts runs from January 16th to February 23rd of this year.
It's not enough time. It flat out isn't enough time. We'll say that.
That is sad.
I really wish they would start. I understand they can't. You can't start this marathon weekend, which we just came off of.
Oh, yeah.
But I wish there was a way that they could do something to start this earlier.
Yeah.
Or just, we've always said, shorten Flower and Garden and take this into maybe mid-March at least, give it another month. But we don't get that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's get back to where you should look at staying.
Well, major places is, again, if this is going to be something you're going to go and maybe stay a weekend and then you just go all 3 days, is your BoardWalk resorts or your Skyliner resorts, because it's just a quick Skyline ride, and BoardWalk is very walkable, which is super nice. Especially, I would prefer to stay there if you're going to do like 3 days, because then you kind of want to just go back to the resort and enjoy it for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe take a small break and relax, or just walk around the World Showcase over and over and over to walk all the food off.
That's what we do. Yeah. We'll do like 5 or 6 booths and then be like, all right, we're going to do a full lap. We're going to digest a little bit, walk this off. We'll talk about this real quick, since we're talking about places to stay and where we stayed for this trip. You obviously can stay off property. When you are really focusing on a festival, I recommend you stay on property. I mean, to be honest, we are staying off property more because we're trying to check out some of the surrounding hotels for everyone.
Yes.
And after this, and this wasn't like awful or anything, but it's the little things that make you realize why you prefer to stay on property. So we stayed at the Aloft, Lake Buena Vista, which is just, and I don't know if my geography is correct, but I call it just north of Disney Springs.
Yeah, I have no idea either, but if you're...
I think it's technically just northeast of Disney Springs.
Get
maybe.
off. So all the exits for like Disney Springs and Epcot and all that is exit 67, and everybody probably knows
only
that.
6-7 I want.
That's right.
Yes.
So obviously the one before that is 68. If you get off there and stay to your right, and then you go down through the following light, I believe.
Palm Parkway.
To your right.
Yep.
Is all these hotels that we have been trying to stay at.
Yeah.
And the Aloft is down there.
Yeah. It's a little further down, but still very, very easily drivable to and from.
It is kind of.
Kind of. Here,
there's some traffic.
Yeah, there's a little bit of traffic, so that would be kind of con number one. Pros are that it is very, very affordable. You know, and these can all be booked through Amy with Amy I Travel. You know, we got this at roughly $150 or so a night. Now there was parking on top of that I found out yesterday.
Yeah,
because
they
ask that they give you this thing, tell you scan a QR code, which by the way we were apparently supposed to put that thing on our dashboard. Is one thing I heard him tell someone when I had to go talk to the front desk. But anyway, they'll give you a little card and it says scan this QR code. You go on, you enter all of your information, your license plate, your vehicle, all that stuff. But it doesn't say anything about charging.
Nope.
So we kind of thought, all right.
She said pick overnight.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
So we kind of thought, all right, this is their own way of giving you a parking thing that normally they would fill out. And do. They said, this is the way they do it.
Right.
Well, what I found out yesterday when looking at our credit card information was that we were charged $83 and a little bit of change for that parking. So they're just going to tie it right back to your...
Because that's a lot of parking.
Yeah, I mean,
we were only there 3 nights.
Right, that's at least $25 a night, and then I'm taxing whatever, probably. So $25 a night. Again, that puts the room at $175 a night. We could not have gotten an All-Star for that price. We could have not gotten a Disney Springs hotel for that price. We couldn't have even gotten Flamingo Crossing for that price.
Okay. So it's
but
still good.
It's still a good price if that's what you're focusing on.
Right.
Also, we just needed a place to lay our head.
Yeah.
We didn't need anything else whatsoever. Now, the Aloft is basing itself, if you've never had one and been to one, and they're all over the place, they're basing themselves on like a boutique hotel at non-boutique pricing. Like they're very boutique-y when you walk in. They're very modern. To me, it feels like a hotel you would be at in New York City or something.
Seriously, it feels like somebody's expensive house.
It does. Yeah, like they're finished off basement or something. Because you walk in and there's a pool table, a bar. There's
lounge seating.
Lounge seating.
People are just sitting around talking. Like it was very interesting.
Yeah.
We stayed here with Chuck and Allie one time, and I really like the room. I think it's neat because it's very like studio apartment feel.
Yeah.
I will say, when I first went into it, like, and we shared a room. And no offense against them, just the way the room was laid out.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't like sharing this with other
It's very
people.
open.
It is.
Yeah, there's no privacy unless you are
like
in the shower with the toilet area and that barn door closed.
And
Other
then,
than that, it's very open.
And then I feel like even that, like, it's still.
Yeah.
Like,
so listen, and here's the other thing. You know, I don't think this hotel is designed or made for people in their 40s. It's designed and made for people in their 20s. Okay? It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is boutique-y, it's modern, it's all of those types of things.
I liked the room and everything with just us. You didn't like the bed. You didn't sleep good.
Yeah. Here's my cons. I did not sleep well the 3 nights, and I have been sleeping so much better at home. So I knew it was something with that. I didn't care for the beds. I didn't care for the pillows. It just wasn't for me. Here's the 2 things. And if you know us well, you'll understand why we're saying this. If this is the first time listening, you're going to be like, I can't stand these people. They complain about everything, and we're not. But here's what happened. So here's one thing. We got back the second night, actually. So this was the weird part. You know, we did our VIP tour on Thursday, came back to the room, went in. Second day, we did Festival of the Arts all day. We came back that night. We were parked in the back where you need a key card to enter the hotel, and our key card did not work.
Correct.
So we walked around the front, went through the doors there that are open, and just said, well, hopefully it works in our room. We go upstairs to our room. It does not work.
Right.
So not a huge deal, but it had been a very long day. So
I had to pee.
yeah, so I Rhonda waits outside the room. I run back downstairs. I talk to the very, very nice guy working the front desk. He was wonderful. Everybody we dealt with was wonderful. And I said, hey, our key card's not working for some reason. He said, did you go to the parks today? I said, yeah. And he said, it got demagnetized when you went through security. Okay. And immediately hands me 2 new cards. I go back upstairs. They work fine. Not truly a big deal.
Right.
When I was there with him, I said, well, we're going to the parks again tomorrow. And he goes, it'll probably get demagnetized again. I just said, okay, I'm just going to go. So we have stayed at I don't know how many hotels over how many nights in the Orlando area in the past decade. Never once has that occurred, or we've been told that would occur. It did not happen the first night, and we went through security. We went through EPCOT, same park that day.
Right.
And it didn't happen Saturday when we went either. So a little bit weird, but it's fine. The next morning, we realized they'd only given us 3 towels.
Right.
Now, I understand there's only 2 people on the reservation, but the room is made for 4. I think you should at least be provided with 4 towels.
Yeah.
Even if you wanted to provide, even if you know there's only 2 people on the reservation, then either provide 2 towels or 4. Don't make it an odd number.
Yeah.
So Rhonda called down, this was about 8 a.m., and said, can we get more towels? To which they said, sure, when housekeeping gets in about 30 minutes or so.
Well, they said that, and then I started to just go, thank you. But then I was like, wait a minute.
Like,
when
wait a minute, housekeeping gets in.
So I was like, well, when do they get in? And then that's when she said. She wasn't going to tell me until I asked.
Yeah. So 2 very, very, and they did not come within 30 minutes, by the way.
No.
We ended up leaving the room, came back, and they had come in and they had left towels. So,
which we had the thing on
which
the
was interesting
door.
because we had put the do not disturb back on the door. So technically they should not have come into our room, but that's okay. Again, these are 2 very, very minor inconveniences. We can handle them. We're fine. But I think about that family who has gone from rope drop to park close.
Maybe with children.
With, 2 little kids in tow. You get back to your room at the end of the night and your key card doesn't work. And let's just say you're not lucky enough to be on the 2nd floor. You're on the 5th or 6th or whatever this goes up to, right? It's that minor inconvenience that can really add up to your day and make you think this is much more of an inconvenience than it is. Same thing with the towels. Yeah. You know, you got a room full of 4 people. You wake up in the morning and you're like, hey, we're ready to get going to parks. Everybody's going to hop in the shower real quick. Oh, wait, we're a towel or 2 or whatever it may be short. And they tell you it's going to be 30 minutes or so for housekeeping to come in. I don't know what would have happened if we called at 9 p.m. at night.
Right.
Because obviously housekeeping has the time off overnight. It's not a 24/7 thing. You know, when you called that morning, what should have happened is somebody at the front desk should have gotten anyone they could to grab towels and run them up outside of housekeeping. I reached out to a loft because it's something that we like to do just to say, hey, here's an experience we had.
Yeah.
We don't want anything. We don't need anything. We just want to let you know because we come to Orlando a lot and we just don't, you know, we know, again, there's that family that's there. We don't want this to happen to them. No response. So,
oh, wow, you never got a
response. Never got a response back, which, again, I tweeted about it, and then they said, please DM us. I DM'd them immediately and never heard back. You know, so it's just those little things.
Wow.
And I look at hotels in Orlando the same way we look at restaurants at Disney. I'm sorry, but as a hotel, you can't afford to have inconveniences for your guests when there are hundreds of other hotels. Mm-hmm. You know, same thing. If STK was one of 5 restaurants on Disney property, guess what? We're going to eat at STK again.
Right.
But STK is one of hundreds of restaurants on Disney property. Therefore, we're not going to eat at STK possibly again or anytime soon.
Right.
That's for sure. So again, it's just those types of things that we just try and share.
Yeah.
We are going to be staying in 2 weeks at a Town Place Suites. which
on that
is
same
road, right near a loft. We'll obviously let you know how that goes.
Yep.
We did that one very quick night with Lacey and her friend last month at the Courtyard Marriott that was in this same area. From our limited experience, it seemed to be a good one, and we liked that place, and it's a place we'll try again.
Yeah.
So we'll keep coming back with those. Okay, let's talk back to some of our tips, and, if you can, plan multiple days to attend Festival of the Arts.
Yeah. And if you can, do the weekdays instead
Yes.
of the weekends.
The weekdays will be much less busy.
Yep.
You won't have as many locals and stuff coming out as you do on the weekends. And you want multiple days. Now, it doesn't have to be full days at EPCOT. You can have a park hopper.
Yep.
But there is so much to experience, especially when it comes to food and art, that you can't do it in one day. Trust me, we tried. We tried to do as many dishes as we could on day one, and we got to a point where we had to cut off.
Yeah.
And we went back for day two. Talk about weather, especially in January and February in Florida. Just be prepared.
And check the
Like Scar.
and check the weather app on your phone literally up until like the day or two before you leave, because even if you need to throw like shorts or a sweater in there, you're going to need to, unless you're ready to buy it. The joke is, and if you joke like I do when we go on a trip somewhere and I think of the major things we have, like, all right, do we have our phone, our wallet, do we have some of the major things? And then I'll like, all right, well, we'll just buy the rest.
Yeah.
Listen, they sold a ton of long sleeves, and sweatshirts, this
gloves. We bought a hat.
hats,
We bought a hat, like a knit
scarf.
hat, scarf. We already bought the first day.
This past
So-
weekend when we were there. So yeah, and then I think and then I looked at some people and I'm like, I don't think they were prepared with the shorts, and I'm like, what
or
the
they're
heck?
from Canada, eh?
Probably.
Yeah.
But just be prepared. And then sometimes like this, it does get nice and sunny, and when it does get a lot warmer, so you'll want to either carry something with you, like a jacket, or if you end up driving, have it in your car.
Yep.
So we did actually have a bunch in our car, and I had to go back because we were not leaving. We were going to walk around, and I was like, well, this way I'll walk off the food. So we walked to the car to get my jacket. So.
Yeah. And, if you've been to Disney a bunch of times in January, February, you know this. If not, 55 in Florida is much, much different than 55 up north. 55 and sunny in Florida is it's where, well, at least for us, and again, Canadians are like, come on, guys, 55. Like, I'm out in a bathing suit grilling. 55 for us in the morning is a jacket and maybe a knit hat because it's 45. But by the time it hits 55 around noon, we're down to a T-shirt and taking the hat off, the scarf off. And then by the evening, when it's 45 again, or maybe it still is in the 50s, but the sun goes down, it's just so different. So as Rhonda said, just be prepared.
And it's different if it's overcast.
Yes. That'll
That
also
makes
change
a
it.
Huge difference.
So be very, very prepared. This is a layer time of season in Florida when you're going to the parks. Plan ahead of what you want to try and budget for it. And I say try is the key word. But what you want to do is go out to a site like mainstmagic.com where we have the full foodie guide.
Yes.
You listen to this episode where we're going to go through the full foodie guide, and you at least make some sort of plan. Like we did last week on the episode, and say, here's the 5 new dishes we each really want to try. Here's the 5 returning dishes we really want to try or have again. That starts your list, and those might be the ones that you focus on first. Because if you just get there and walk through the front and grab the festival passport or pull up our site at that time, it's going to be overwhelming. And at least you can get a plan. You can say, you know what? I'm going to start actually in Canada and work our way around to Mexico. So let's not eat every single thing from Canada to America, because we know there's stuff from America to Mexico that we want. So let's pace it out a little bit. And then,
speaking of setting a budget, this is huge this year, and this is why. Get a Disney gift card for your wristlet, because every booth is cashless.
Yes.
Every single thing now.
Yeah, this is new.
This is. You can reload it at the booths if you're using a card or credit card, not cash.
Yeah.
So it was.
You cannot buy gift cards with credit cards.
Okay.
So you'd have to be using a debit card. Right. You can't. Yeah, like Ron is saying, you cannot use cash.
So it was funny because we saw a couple that was trying to pay with cash, and she said something, and I overheard. So I turned around and was like, you can go get a gristlet in any of the stores, and that's what's still nice in the stores where you can buy merchandise and stuff. They do take cash. Yeah. So you can go and get that and pay for it.
But we already started seeing this with a lot of these kiosks where you pick up the ice creams and the pretzels and the sodas and some alcoholic beverages, that they're cashless. Now we're seeing it with the food booths and the food studios. I mean, this is probably going to be a trend that we're going to see at more and more places. So again, just be prepared for that. If you're worried about it, you can, and you got cash that you had budgeted or set aside, you can always get a gift card before you go. Like I didn't use cash for it. I went online and bought a gift card prior, a digital gift card. As soon as we get there, we went and bought the $15 minimum wristlet, and then we register everything at DisneyGiftCard.com, as we always tell you to, and then I move everything to that wristlet. We just, as we said before, we love the wristlet because it is so easy. I hate having to pull my wallet out of my pocket over and over. In fact, when I'm at Disney, it's not in my pocket. It's in a bag. It's either in your bag, or if I'm bringing one, it's in my bag, because I'm just so afraid of losing it or something. So the wristlet is great because it's right there. It's on your wrist. It's ready to go every time you want to pay. Sharing is caring. That's why it's great to meet up with wonderful folks like John Self, like Jeremy and Emily, where you can share some food, because again, there's a lot to eat.
Yes.
I think if you said, Jeremy, I can't make it to the opening of this festival, you got to go do it yourself, and I literally didn't have anybody to meet up and share food with, I'd be wasting so much food and so much money. Yeah. Because then I'd have to pick between, do I want to eat more of the individual foods that I get, or do I want to take a bite or two, get my thoughts, dump it in the trash so I can get more food? Yeah. And it's not like these are super huge portions or anything. Some of them are a little bit larger, but
and then some of them are really good, and you're like,
you want more, but share. Yeah. It's the way to go, and just take your time and enjoy it. We're going to talk about the visual art in the galleries, which, as we talk about take your time, we had a very specific goal these 2 days, and that was to eat every new food item possible. I believe there are about 32 new food items. We ate 29 of them. So that was our goal for this one. We didn't get a chance to really stop and browse a lot of the art. We'll get a chance to do that here, not this weekend we're in, but next weekend. We still saw, yeah. But to go in and really take your time. So I'm excited to go. We're going to meet up with Chuck and Amy and Rachel, I know for sure, during a Festival of the Arts day. They all like to look at the art. Yeah. They like to shop it. So that'll be more of a focus when we go back. But here's another reason where you want multiple days. Whether you decide that one day is, hey, let's really experience the food, the next day let's experience the art, or you just want to split those 50-50 over the both days. You just need that multiple time, and you need to be able to take your time. All right, let's talk about the performing arts and the live entertainment. Rhonda, you want to talk about Once Upon a Stage? It's back. The Magic of Disney on Broadway in Communicore Hall. It's got authentic props, costumes, behind-the-scene insights. What did you think of this year's? We were blown away by last year, and I think somehow this year was even better.
So good. I love how you can still get pictures with the Aladdin lamp. And
did you notice how the picture framed you? It looks like you have Stitch ears or rabbit ears or like some gazelle ears or something. Yeah.
And then of course the Beauty and the Beast rose. And then this year, it was super cool because of showing backstage what the somebody sees.
Yeah, there was a what the producer and the techs and engineers would all see, and then seeing the costuming in person is absolutely unbelievable. This is one of those things that I think people could see in the festival passport or on our website and just be like, I don't really need to make time for that. Make time for it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I would.
And I don't even think you need to be a huge Broadway fan or musical. All you got to do is be a Disney fan.
Yeah.
And if you're there, you probably are. So definitely take time to walk through this. Something else that this is the second time, first several years, we never paid any attention to this.
Yeah.
And this is the second year we have sat for an entire show, and that is the Disney on Broadway Concert Series.
Yeah, I kind of want to do it again, but I don't know if we can.
Yeah, I know. Well, maybe we can sometime in here. I'm not sure. But you get to come and sing along to stars from Disney on Broadway. What's great is now we happen to see Adam Jacobs and Isabelle McCalla, both from Aladdin, but a lot of times they'll be paired up. You might have someone from Lion King and Mary Poppins or Newsies and Little Mermaid. But this happens in the American Gardens Theater, and it is during the run of the festival. Check for who is performing on what nights on the website, 5:30, 6:45, and 8 p.m. And what's really cool is if you go, oh, man, Adam Jacobs and Isabelle McCalla, I would love to see them, but Ron and Jeremy are talking about last weekend, so I missed them. No, because the performances are actually throughout for the different artists. It's not like
kind of rotated.
Yeah, it's not like Garden Rocks, which we just got announced. Where they play. Blue October plays March 13th and 14th. That's it.
Right. So like they were January 16th, so it might go 16th, 23rd, 25, like that kind of thing.
So check the schedule, but I will say this, regardless of who is performing, go see it.
Oh my God,
and
so good.
it's live orchestra band, well, not full orchestra, but it's a live band who's doing the music.
Oh yeah.
And it is a collection of Disney on Broadway songs. So it's not like they're only singing Aladdin songs.
Right.
They sang everything from Frozen to Hunchback of Notre Dame to Aladdin to the Newsies. Notre Dame. Is that what you call? You don't call a football team that though, right? That's just if you go overseas, you go to the actual.
I don't know.
Notre Dame.
I always thought it was a Hunchback of Notre Dame.
It probably is, but I'd call it the Notre Dame football team though. You know what I mean? Like over here. So anyway, it's amazing, and the talent that these folks have will absolutely blow your mind. They're unbelievable. Yeah. I loved it. It was so good. And we will definitely see if we can check out another one before this is over. All right, we are going to talk food, but first, let's touch on the festival merchandise. What did you think of this year's merchandise? We did not purchase any, mostly because it's all purple. This is Figment's time to shine, which I totally get.
Yeah.
Keep him out of all the other festivals, Disney, if you're listening. This is his festival. Let him have it. That's cool.
Yeah. I think I was surprised by the not a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we've been seeing this past year so many different options available, and this seemed much more limited in how many different items they had.
Yeah.
Which, I do agree with.
Like Flower and Garden will come, and then you might have a whole line of Minnie Mouse, a whole line of Spike, a whole line of Flower and Garden, a whole line
pass holder line, like
yeah. Like I feel like there's 4 or 5 different lines of that. And this, sometimes I did feel like you could get Festival of the Arts, like a couple of lines. This one I felt like was just one.
Yeah, it's just Figment.
And there was a really cute pass holder shirt, and then there's like and I might get this.
I do like the pass holder shirt.
Like
I may pick that up.
For a woman.
Oh, yeah. Or a man.
I mean, I guess if you have a lot of things that you want to carry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's not exclusive. It's not girly.
Right.
It just is that bag type.
And it's not a makeup bag per se, so it could be a multi-use bag, I think.
Sure.
But I like the pass holder shirt. I probably will pick that up. I don't have enough purple in my life, so maybe I should get some. Okay. But let's talk now about the food studios, because I kind of know this is what everybody's probably waiting for. And first, we will cover the wonderful walk of color cuisine. This is your stamp your passport thing for Festival of the Arts, and we did complete this.
We did.
So you basically use I want to say there were 9 different items that you could get.
But you only have to get 5.
You only have to get 5 of them. And technically, you could get the same item 5 times. You could get the chorizo empanada from Vibrante and Vibranto 5 times if you wanted, and still go get your treat, which you can pick up at Deco Delights once you have stamped all the 5. be aware of what items are part of it, because it's about 50-50.
Yeah.
If the cast member taking your order will ask you, oh, hey, did you want me to stamp your passport? Or you walk away and then 20 minutes later go, oh, no, we didn't get our passport stamped.
Right.
If that is the case, just hold on to your receipts.
Yep.
There was one we forgot. We went back and said, hey, we totally forgot to get this stamped. Here's our receipt. Here's our passport. And they stamped it, no problem. Yep. But if you didn't have any of that, they're probably not going to, obviously. So what was the treat this year? And I like these kind of treats.
Yeah, it is a Rice Krispie treat that looked like funfetti.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all colorful. And then there's some white chocolate on top that got figment on it. So it was a good little treat, and and plastic and everything.
Yeah,
so
it's prepackaged, which I do
That's
like.
what I'm trying to do.
Because some of these, they have, and you trade them in, and they're really good, and you get like a Dole Whip or you get a dessert, but then you got to eat it then. So I do like that you can take this with you, because it was the last thing we were doing, and we were so full. But we did eat it on the ride home.
Yep, we did.
And it's super good. It's their standard Rice Krispie treats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are going to get into the food. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through basically an alphabetical order of the booths, the food studios, and we're going to talk about all the items. Now, we'll talk about what we had this year, which was these 29 new items, and we will give you much more detail about those. But we're going to talk about the items that we didn't have, because chances are we've had them in the past.
Yeah.
We're only going to focus on beverages where we were able to have them. You have a wide variety of alcoholic beverages, of course. Most of them will have beer flights or cider flights. They're a great way to try out the different ones. If you can't make your mind up on exactly what beer you want, go for the flights. Something else I noticed this year is there were not the individual smaller beers or larger beers at some of the locations. So just something to take note of. But the flights are always really, really good if that's how you want to do them. And usually in the past, we can talk about it if we want when we get to Mexico. The Mexican margaritas, we've never enjoyed.
Yep.
They always try and go one step further, I think,
Yep.
And it's just too much. So let's start with the Artist Table in America. New this year, the Steakhouse Lobster Caesar Salad with romaine and red oak lettuces, warm water lobster, radish, herb breadcrumbs, and a house-made Caesar dressing for $8.99. They also, I'm going to talk about all three because they're all new. We got all three.
Yes.
Peppercorn crusted strip loin with grilled asparagus, potatoes au gratin, and an au poivre butter for $9.29. And then they have a dark chocolate torte, a flourless chocolate cake, whipped cream and raspberries for $6.49. How do you want to start? This is a meal, get all three.
Yeah.
All three of these pair together so well. Especially if you're like a local and you're like, I want to head over to EPCOT for lunch. Come here, get all three items. You're going to spend $25 or something, but you have a perfect lunch. Let's start with the Caesar salad. What'd you think of this?
It was very, very good, but the romaine was like strips.
It was like it was the red oak and romaine. They were like the whole leaves.
Yeah.
For a really beautiful presentation. So get a knife with your fork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fantastic. The warm water lobster was really good. There was quite a bit of it, which I was impressed with.
Yeah. That'll be one to see. Interesting how the festival goes on if this amount is still on there.
The Caesar dressing was really good, but I would have liked more dressing. So I might have asked, like, hey, can you
get a side or something?
More? Or whatever,
Yeah. I thought it was the perfect amount. I thought this was flavorful. Yeah, the only thing was I wish I had a knife to cut it up because I was kind of ripping the lettuce apart just not to have it all over me, which happens anyway with a beard now. I still haven't figured out how to use this thing. But this was such a good start to lead into the main course, which is the strip loin.
It was so good.
They've got a grill. They've got a charcoal grill right next to the booth, as they often do now for festivals at the artist table. I watched the chef pull a strip loin off of the grill, slice it fresh in front of me, give 3 or 4 nice sized pieces, cook to a medium rare.
Yeah.
This was, I'm going to get it out of the way. This was the best dish I personally had the entire festival, and I would put it in my top 5 all-time festival dishes for any festival.
Oh,
I thought it was that good. What are they calling it? The potatoes au gratin.
Was this like a little potato cake?
Yeah, like it was a potato cake cooked in like a little muffin tin. The asparagus, which for me is one of those vegetables that there's a small window of when it's cooked perfectly. This was cooked perfectly. A little bit of flavor from the char on the charcoal grill.
That butter was good.
The butter with everything. There's a little teeny scoop of butter. So
Mm-hmm.
get it in with both the strip loin, with the maybe you don't need it for the potatoes, but the asparagus.
I took a bite with the potatoes.
Did you?
It was so good.
Oh, this was so good.
This really was.
If this was a full entree that was served just saying Regal Eagle, which this quality is well above Regal Eagles, I would eat this all the time.
Yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely outstanding.
And then the dessert
Yeah.
was the most surprising of the festival,
I
in my
agree.
opinion. And I will like to get this again.
Why was it most surprising, though?
Well, it's a flourless chocolate cake
Mhm.
for one. You've got whipped cream and raspberries. That's all it says.
Yeah.
First of all, it was very like chocolate lava cake.
Yeah, it's kind of like a chocolate lava cake.
It was really, really good. Everything was soft because you got whipped cream, you got raspberries, and the cake. But on the inside, there was some like crunchies, and it was Pop Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
And
know if it actually was, but that's how it felt.
It was.
It was so
Because
good.
at one point, I got enough that
Did a little
I
sparkle.
was, and it was doing the Pop Rock thing that I was like, okay, this 100% is. Yes, I ate a couple of bites that I was like, what is that? But it was super cool because it gave that texture.
Yeah.
And then at one point, I got a big enough one that I was like, yes, this is 100% Pop Rock. And it might sound funny and you might go, ew, but it was super fantastic. And this actually might be my favorite dessert. I haven't, like, we'll have to get through because I think it is, but
I might be with you there.
I'm not 100%
There's one I'm
sure.
thinking of, and we'll see when we get to it.
There's another one I'm thinking of too, but once we get through, I'll have to go back and say if this is or not. But it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
And another thing I think made it such a surprise for us is that on Disney property, we tend to not love vegan desserts or flourless cake desserts that Disney makes.
Yeah.
And this being a flourless cake, don't let that steer you if you're like us, because I'm
100%.
so glad we got it. It blew my
100%.
mind. I absolutely loved it. All right. The Craftsman Courtyard, we did not eat anything this year, but they have a beef Wellington-inspired croissant supreme for $8.49, as well as cast iron roasted PEI mussels for $7.99. We have really enjoyed the beef Wellington-inspired croissant.
Yes.
In
And
the
I want to
past.
get that again.
Yeah,
I
maybe that's
haven't-
one we can do here
Yes,
and
I
when we
would
go
like-
next weekend.
I'm excited that we did all of the food that we have to do because
Yes.
I did miss over in Canada my risotto,
Mhm.
and I was going to get it, and I didn't. I want this, so I'm like excited to go back to get what I want.
Yeah. And if you like mussels, this is a good little mussel dish. Rhonda's not a huge fan of mussels. I'm one where I like mussels as part of a greater dish that includes other shellfish and seafoods like a paella, and I only want to eat about 2 or 3 of them, and then I'm cool. But if you do like them, this is a good place to get them. All right, let's move on to Deco Delights, where we picked up our wonderful Walk of Color cuisine dessert. But they also have a new dessert, the Sparkling Spectacle Gâteau. This is a vanilla bean mousse with a golden caramel center and an apricot jam on a hazelnut cookie. Again, new this year for $5.99. This was actually the very last thing we ate at the festival
It was really good
after
too.
the 2 days. I loved it.
It was
it's
sparkling
beautiful.
too. Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
it is
beautiful.
a stunning looking dessert.
Yep.
This is the type of dessert I feel like you would see out at some very like corporate fancy event or set for a wedding or whatever it may be. And the flavors were outstanding. You get a real hit of the vanilla. I didn't feel that you got a lot of this apricot jam.
I agree.
But
But the
caramel inside was incredible. And when you hit that caramel along with the vanilla bean, and if you were able to, the hazelnut cookies on the bottom, it's a little hard to break through, but make sure you do with the bite. That contrast of crunch and the softness of the vanilla bean mousse and all with that golden caramel center.
The only thing I wish was there was
Amazing.
more caramel.
Yes. Yeah, kind of like we talked about, we will talk about, the Kringla Cafe one. I know I was editing the video and we talked about the Kringla Cafe hazelnut thing.
Do you know, by the way, after that, so this is where we tell people to go back, like, often. Like, I mean, like, if you kind of were like, it wasn't that good. I saw
I
somebody.
did too, and it was filled with hazelnut. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, we must have saw the same thing. So, yeah, so it'd be interesting to go back and try it again. I would gladly do so for research purposes.
100%.
All right, let's move over to the deconstructed dish. We talked about this on that episode last week. The deconstructed BLT has that pork belly, soft poached egg, and onion bread pudding. It's $7.29. This is one of those that when it is done right, it is one of the best of the fest. Very, very good. Probably one I'll try and pick up here next weekend. I'd love to try it again. But what is the new item here, dessert item that we had? That is a new take on an old classic for deconstructed dish.
Yes, which is a deconstructed key lime pie. It is key lime curd, key lime jelly, toasted meringue, and graham cracker crumbs with waffle cone triangles for $5.29. So it's super cute. But then when Jeremy explained it, I was like, "Oh, it's weird." It does look like a runny, like
it looks like an over easy egg
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
And then you've got the triangles around, and they're, the waffle cone that's really good. And we did it both ways. You can dip it as a dip and eat it together, or you can take those triangle cones, crush them up, sprinkle them all over the top, and then use a spoon.
Yeah.
That
would be my recommended method of eating it.
probably
Is the second way.
Yeah. This is something that, again, I really, really liked. And again, I would go, all right, am I going to get this or the chocolate cake? Like, it depends. Do I want chocolate or do I want refreshing? This was so good. The key lime was fantastic. The meringue was toasted and meringue and marshmallowy to me. It really was fantastic.
I really loved this dish. This is one of the dishes where it took my brain a little while to catch up to it, because I'd have a bite or two and I'm like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you're like, I want more. I want more. Like, this is really, really good. And like you said, it's so refreshing. This is sitting by the pool, eating at a beach cafe, looking at the ocean type refreshing. Like, this is Florida dessert in a bowl.
Yeah, it is.
And I would get this again and again.
100%.
Highly, highly recommend it.
What else did you get here?
So they do have a strawberry mint julep, both a non-alcoholic version, or you can get a version with Old Forester 86 bourbon. It's frozen mint and simple syrup blended with strawberry puree. $4.79 for the non-alcoholic version, $12.75 for the alcoholic version with the bourbon. Of course, we got the non-alcoholic. Comes in a cool little, for Jeremy, keepsake plastic cup that says deconstructed dish. It's out there still, but I did put it on the shelf. And then it comes with a little, what would you call those? What do you call those things?
Shot. Like, I mean,
it's like it's the little plastic squeezy tubey thing.
Yeah,
that is sitting out. It's in the drink, but it's outside the drink, and it's filled with the strawberry puree. You squeeze it in. This is the best non-alcoholic beverage I've had to date.
Nice.
Easy.
Yeah,
It was
really
anywhere.
good, refreshing.
It was so good. It was so refreshing. It was lightly frozen, but and it stayed frozen a little bit longer because the weather was cooler.
Yes, it was.
But as it even melted, didn't matter. I would drink it completely melted. I want to get another one of these when we go back for sure. Chuck can get the version with the bourbon so we can see how that is. I can imagine it's obviously very, very good because it's a mint julep. I loved this thing so very much. I need to figure out how to make it at home. Okay. I want it again.
I think Ashley Kraft has a.
It's the standard one, so we just need to add some strawberry puree, and we could definitely do it. All right, let's move on to El Artista Hambrito, the Hungry Artist in Mexico. We have 3 new items, 2 savory and a dessert. This is going to be such an interesting one because we love Mexico year after year, festival after festival. I still love it, but these dishes, and we got to share them with John. This was one of them. I think we conversed about these 3 dishes more than any other dishes we've ever conversed about in festival history.
Yep. Because
there was so much back and forth and so much talk. You can get the whole thing, go out to our YouTube channel. We have posted, tomorrow will come out the second day, but it's our full reviews. I'm not editing or cutting anything out. It's what we did and ate, and what we thought in that moment is what you get. So make sure you check it out. We're going to start with the chili relleno taco. This is flour tortilla filled with seared beef tenderloin, poblano pepper, black beans, and salsa roja. This is, again, everything is new for $8.75. Let's start with this one. because this is the one that I enjoyed the most. Do you want to go
Did
first?
I taste it?
Yes, you tasted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked this one. That's right. I did taste it. I liked
You
this
like
one.
the tostada better.
Yeah, but it was still this one. I don't know. Like I don't know. It was fine. It was
Okay. Let me give you my take. First of all, the tortillas are so fresh and delicious.
yeah.
They're so good. My only real knock on this, after I had some time to digest it, both physically and mentally, is the poblano is a quarter of a poblano, roasted poblano,
Yeah.
and it lays on the bottom of the shell with everything on top.
Mhm.
It is not diced up. It's not
Nope.
like in strips. I think from a being able to eat it factor, that would make it easier. This is a very messy dish because it's
Yes,
filled
it
with
was.
black
That's right.
beans
Yeah.
and it's got this seared beef tenderloin. This is not a beef tenderloin that is like strips with, a medium or medium rare center. It is little chunks that are kind of well done, but they're all sprinkled throughout. I could have used a little more of that and a little less black bean, but this was one of those, the first bite or two, I'm like, I don't know. I don't love it as much as I thought it would. And by the end, I was ready to order another one. So I would 100% get this again.
Okay.
The only thing, and poblano, the way it's sliced aside, it doesn't really matter. The poblano is nicely roasted. Your teeth are going to cut through it. It's not like it needs to be diced up. The only thing I wish it had was some cojita or something on top,
Yeah.
just to give it that salty balance. And
That's true.
I love cheese,
Yeah.
if you haven't noticed. So I really did enjoy it. I know you were kind of split. We all had to have this conversation, though,
And
about
I think I took
whether we liked it or not.
Yeah. Did I take another bite? Because usually I do. But I don't.
I don't know that you
didn't
did with this
love
one.
it. Like I didn't, and I was more.
But let's
excited.
talk about, because I want to definitely bring this up when we get to this next one you're about to talk about. John's whole thing is the menu description what you got.
Yeah.
For this one, 100%. Everything they said is what we got.
Yeah.
Now, let's move on to the tostada de cangrejo, which is a crispy corn tortilla topped with guacamole, lump crab, mango, crispy onions, and hot sauce for $9.50.
Mm-hmm.
Give your impression on this one, or do you want me to go first because I have the more negative take? And I know you
probably
enjoyed
have
this
the
more.
more negative take. So when we first got it was sad looking.
It was a little sad
It was
looking, yeah.
very sad.
Yeah, I felt bad for it.
Especially the pictures that are posted by
displayed
the thing.
right in front of you,
right.
yeah.
Like, I mean, like we should have like taken a picture. Like I'd have been like, what is
Yeah.
this?
It's really what we need to do in the future is a kind of expectation versus reality,
Yeah.
and take photos of the ones that they've got displayed,
Yeah.
and then what we actually get. Now, none of that matters when it comes down to flavor. Usually, you know what I mean? Like in reality, it doesn't really matter
Yeah.
what it looks like. It matters what it tastes like.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on the taste of this, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first because
Okay.
I did take a couple of bites, and then by the time, so go ahead.
It's not lump crab,
That's
and
true.
the photo was lump crab.
Yeah.
And what this was, it was a shredded. It seemed much more like a high mixture of like claw meat. It seemed like something that probably came out of a can. You can
Yeah.
buy crab in a can, and this seemed like that. Also, it wasn't just the crab; it was mixed with something very lightly, almost to me like a crab salad,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I did not get any trace of mango visually or tasting as well. I don't know if they just left it off.
I agree.
So if you've had this dish, let us know. It needed some mango, honestly, to provide a sweetness, especially when you get to the hot sauce, which I thought was a bit overwhelming in flavor and heat.
Well, and then
for
the
me.
hot sauce was like
Not dispersed properly.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Like a
So-
taco's different because you're going to fold it up, right? But a tostado,
Yeah.
this open tortilla with stuff on top, you really need an even distribution of the
Yeah.
hot sauce, and
Yeah.
it didn't have it. So when you didn't get the hot sauce, you didn't get the hot sauce. And when you did, you were like, oh, that is some hot sauce on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Because I got some without, and the crispy corn tortilla was really good. Really good. And then when I took a bite, I just was like, all right. I mean, this is just like, I mean, the guacamole was fantastic.
Yeah.
But it also looked like a guacamole spread.
Yeah, it was.
So it
yeah.
looked okay. Let me explain it like this. It looked like we could at home have a little crab salad, a little crispy onions from Costco, and a
Store-bought guac.
tortilla, store-bought guac that you just spread on, and then dash some hot sauce on. That's what it looked like. I was sad because New Mexico is one of those that would have a giant tub of guacamole that they made fresh,
Right.
and spread it on.
Yeah.
I was sad, but when I first took the first bite, again, I was like, it's good. It's not awful. It's not, the flavors were, besides the mango, the kind of flavors were there. And then I took the bite of the chili relleno taco, and then I realized, okay, I do like the tostado better. I like the flavors better. I do. So then I took a couple of more bites on that. I ended up eating the rest of it because I was like, okay, I think I do like this more. And I did realize that I did.
This is an execution error, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that it's not that the flavors weren't right in theory and thought. It just wasn't executed properly. Like, so let's go by a couple of John's metrics. Is it what the menu said? No, not the one we got because it was not lump crab and there was no mango.
Right.
Could I make this at home with my eyes closed? In fact, I'm thinking, why don't we make these tonight?
Ooh.
Because what I also think this would be paired better with is not necessarily a guacamole as much as sliced avocado. Sliced just salt and peppered avocado that would basically layer with nice thin slices of mango, the crab on top. Now, the guacamole portion or a mashed avocado is more necessary to hold everything onto the tortilla.
But a guacamole, I think of like you've got jalapeno in there. I think of a real true guacamole made.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Okay. Well, we'll do that. Let's make these tonight.
I love avocado.
Right.
But I'm talking when you're putting cilantro in avocado, you're putting lime juice, you're putting
Yeah, a little pepper. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that tonight.
I would prefer an actual let's do this.
Okay.
And then we'll get some lump crab.
Yep. And we'll make this thing real.
We'll
go out to social. We'll take some photos. And we'll compare it to the one that we got.
Now,
all right.
this
passion
dessert.
fruit paleta, right? This is a tropical passion fruit ice pop filled with sweetened condensed milk and topped with chili lime seasoning for $6.50. Is it a little popsicle?
It was adorable.
Yeah, it really was. What did you think?
Absolutely loved
it. You did. Yeah, you really did.
I really did.
Yeah.
I ate the rest of it because then at one point I took a bite of the tostado and finally got some of the hot sauce. And I was like, ooh. And then took a bite of the passion fruit popsicle thing. And it was just, it cooled it down immediately. And it was just fantastic. I really liked it. The sweetened condensed milk inside. Again, I would get this again, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. I personally am not a big fan of the chili lime seasoning on things like this. Like when I did drink margaritas, if there was one that had like a chili lime rim or whatever, I would ask for it without. But the flavors work so well. It is cooling. It is a perfect summer day treat. I would 100% get it again. If I was getting one for myself, I would probably just say, can you not put the chili lime salt on it? But even if they were like, no, they're already salted up, I would still get it and eat it. So highly recommend this one. Okay, let's move on to Figment's Inspiration Station at the Odyssey. We have a couple new items here, including the popcorn chicken and waffles with rainbow popcorn chicken, mini mozzarella and maple syrup, $6.79. Let's start with this one. What did you think of this dish? It is very colorful. It's presented like over at the Marketplace Snacks at Disney Springs that just added some savory. It's the bubble waffle. Waffle. Shaped in a cone. Comes in a little cone, paper
this
cone
waffle
thing.
Is a red. Like red.
Yeah. And it then is filled with rainbow popcorn.
Yes.
The popcorn chicken. It's got mini mozzarella balls. Not enough of those, I will say.
Yeah.
I had some folks that I saw that got like one little mozzarella ball in theirs. We had more than that. I could use more of it.
Yeah.
And then this maple syrup drizzle. So overall thoughts on this, what worked and what didn't?
I don't think they needed the popcorn.
No.
At all.
Not at all.
But the popcorn, the waffle that you could tear off.
Really good.
Was really good. Because I would tear it off. It was kind of hard to try to eat. I mean, come on, it's popcorn chicken, y'all.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's good.
The mini mozzarella, again, like it was good when you got some. The maple syrup, like that's where I was like, I held something and I was like, why am I sticky? I thought it was very good. Would I get it again? Yes, but I would deconstruct it.
Yeah, agreed.
I would probably lay it out. I would try to figure out how to lay it out.
Yep.
Take all the popcorn off, tear it, and eat.
Make like a little waffle taco with the popcorn chicken in there, the mini mozzarella,
100%.
and the maple syrup. Yeah.
100%.
And I totally get why they put the popcorn in it, but it isn't needed. It doesn't add to the dish, but I don't necessarily think it took away. I would just rather, in other Jeremy number 2, who was there with us, I think he would agree that I would have taken just that thing filled with the popcorn chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Like you technically didn't even need the mozzarella balls.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the addition, but just the chicken, the waffle, and the maple syrup was really, really good.
It really was.
All right, let's move on to what I think can fight the flourless chocolate cake for me personally over at the artist table as the best dessert that I had this weekend, the Figment Fantasy Cake. So sponge cake filled with strawberry whipped cream, topped with a white chocolate ganache, orange icing, and white chocolate figment wings for $5.79. I will give it best of the fest on look.
Yeah,
it is the most artistic.
Cool.
Now, we got a really good looking one. I did see a couple go by that looked a little bit sadder, but ours looked amazing. This is like a what would you call it? It's like the sponge cake. You put the icing in, you roll it up.
I started to say,
you know what I mean?
It's like a Bush de Noël.
Yeah, it does. That is what it looks like. You're right.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I was nervous coming to get it because we ran into him and he already said he had one and it was dry. And I was like, oh man.
Which would be the killer. That would be the dessert killer if this was dry.
I was like so excited in it and I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to have any expectations. It looks pretty, so we'll see. Dude, I took a bite of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, can I have
so
another
good.
bite and another bite?
Yeah.
And seriously, this is something I am looking forward to go back and getting.
Yeah.
Because we did share it, and because Jeremy and Emily were there, I kind of was like, oh, well, I should maybe not eat it all.
Yeah, right? Save some for everyone else, Rhonda.
So with that being said, because I just talked about the Mexico popsicle, I got quite a few bites of that, so I'm good for that. The flourless cake, I got quite a few bites of. I do want this next weekend.
We probably should,
this.
just to make sure.
Yeah.
And what if it's dry then?
So
we need to be able to have the comparison. So it's
100%.
only
I hope it's
responsible
not,
of us
Yeah.
to get it again. And what I have been seeing on social is people are loving this thing.
It's good.
So now the color scheme cake, fruit flavored rainbow hued cake topped with skittled popped sour and original and sour freeze dried candy for $5.29. This looks like the baby brother of the tie-dye cheesecake over at Pop Century. Pop everything Pop eats or whatever. It tastes very similar. It was there.
Cake.
It was just there. Like it had
taste like anything.
Yeah, it had no standout flavors. A little bit maybe of lemon, like a lemon cake,
it didn't
but
taste fruity to me.
No.
It just tasted cakey.
Yeah,
so it wasn't bad.
No, not at all.
But I wouldn't get it again.
I wouldn't get it again either. Yeah, I agree with you. It was just there. It did. But now, was it what it said? Kind of, because it did have some fruit flavor. We just didn't know what kind it was. It was a very confusing dish that none of us could really understand.
Ooh.
I did not buy a Figment Artist popcorn bucket, folks.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
I'll probably get one next weekend. All right. Do you want to talk about the Figment Imagination Lemonade, which we got, and we will get many more.
Yes, with your choice of flavor. And this is a non-alcoholic beverage. And it does not say that you can add the flavor of an alcohol to it, but they had a cupcake flavor you can add to it. They had marshmallow. They had smoked
hickory smoked
or something like that.
Yep.
That
we ran into Trevor and Michelle,
said
who
it tasted like
bacon, kind of. I would be interested to try that one. And
what
I can't remember if I don't know if we said last
episode
episode when we mentioned them, but they were on their honeymoon.
Yes.
Congratulations, Trevor and Michelle.
Yes.
It was great. We got to stand in line and chat with them for a while we were waiting to order. And then even after while we were waiting for our stuff. So that was so cool. But there was like.
Did you take a picture of it?
I didn't. There was like half a dozen or so flavors. There's a lot of different ones you can add. So we'll go back and try some other. But we did the cupcake, right?
Yes, we did the cupcake. And again, it's the Simply lemonade that is frozen.
Yep.
And it was really good. And then they have these changing color cups. So they will ask you, do you want blue or do you want pink? And when the cold gets in it, it turns the blue or the pink. Oh, there was a blue raspberry because I
blue
remember
raspberry.
that because of the blue cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. I wanted to go back a couple of times. We just unfortunately never got back there. But
why are these cups not branded? Just put a Farts logo on them and make everybody happy. We have a great I Love Farts logo that we have a T-shirt of now at MainStreetShirts.com. That would look great on here. I'm just saying.
It would.
But we did keep the cup.
Yes, we did.
So we're now using it to scoop dog food out. Because our old 50th one broke.
But it doesn't do anything. It's not cold or hot, so it's just a clear cup.
What I'll do next, I'll go and I'll run my hand under freezing cold water before I go to scoop dog food, and then that way it'll look like my handprint on it. But what was funny, the whole weekend it didn't change back to clear.
Nope.
Because it was cold enough that as it sat in our vehicle, it stayed pink the whole time.
Yes, it did.
So, but we'll get a blue one next time for sure. All right, let's move on to Fictional Victuals. This is the Alice in Wonderland themed food studio this year. And so it's based after that, and they're trying really, really hard. They have a chapter 1, a chapter 2, and a chapter 3 are their different dishes. Chapter 1, I'm going to let you talk about because I did not have it because of the way it looked. Beach oysters, grilled oysters, mustard seed, peppercorn, sabayon. Sounds like a word that Adam Sandler made up. Sabayon. And cream spinach. All this stuff is new. This was $7.99.
You get 3 of them.
You got 3 oysters. One of them was one of the largest oysters I have ever seen in the history of oysters. Not just I showed the photo to John, and he was like, "That's a big oyster." And he goes, "And the other 2, like, they're not too shabby either."
Right.
So these were very large.
I got a good
yeah,
one.
A lot of mustard seed, peppercorn, sabayon on top of them as well.
Yes, there was.
So what'd you think of these? Because you did eat all 3.
I did eat all 3.
I tried not to look at you while you did it.
So the mustard seed reminded me of like a caviar.
Mustard caviar. If you need me, I'm going to be in the bathroom throwing up. Oh, my God.
Because it kind of popped a little bit, and it was gross. Like, I'm not going to lie. I did not like it. I don't
You brushed it off the second 2, right?
I did. Yeah. I don't feel like I even got any mustard, like, taste. Like, I like mustard.
It was more of the texture.
It was. I did not like
for
it.
you, like a big caviar.
Yeah, I don't like caviar.
Right.
But I like mustard, and with spinach, like, that kind of sounds like good. I would have preferred like a teeny squirt of Dijon mustard on top.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Or Parmesan cheese instead, which would have been like an Oysters Rockefeller.
100%. But it is very simple to just scrape off that mustard seed on top. I ate the other 2. The cream spinach was fantastic.
Yeah.
The oysters I like, they were great.
Well, and you had said to me that somebody who maybe hasn't had oysters or doesn't love them, that there was so much cream spinach that it wasn't oyster forward. It wasn't overly oystery.
It was cream spinach forward.
So it'd be a time to maybe try them. If you've never had them, this would be the time.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to chapter 2, the plate of Impossible Bites, not to be confused with Impossible Meat brand.
Yeah, I don't understand this then. It was very strange with this.
Yeah, well, this is roasted turkey breast, onion and bacon custard tart, a cherry gel, brown butter toast milk foam, and a pineapple toffee butter for $7.49. This sounds so weird. I heard the words brown butter toast milk foam. I'm like, that sounds gross. This was so delicious, all of it. First of all, the turkey, they're little, like, almost turkey medallions. right?
Mhm.
They're perfect. They are perfectly cooked. They're
So
flavorful on their
good.
own.
So juicy.
So juicy, so tender, amazing. When you took that roasted turkey breast and you mixed it with this brown butter toast milk foam, whole new level. Like just explosions of flavor, unbelievably delicious. And then I loved getting the cherry gel with it, which reminded me more of having a turkey with cranberry sauce like at Thanksgiving or Christmas. The onion and bacon custard tart was very similar to the ones we had last year over in Germany,
but
so much better. It wasn't overly oniony. It had just a nice hint of the bacon. It was crispy. The thing at the German one is like that piece was huge.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes, especially for me, I'll have a couple bites of something and then I'm kind of like, that's enough of it. Well, at Germany, you have a couple of bites of something and you're like, I still have like 8 pounds of tart left. But this for me was a perfect size. It was almost like maybe a 2-3 bite little thing. I would totally get this again. This is one of those dishes where I want this festival to be longer. Because there's so many good dishes that I want to get again, and I probably won't have the opportunity to. All right, let's move on to Chapter 3, the tea treat, fee-free, no obligation. The tea treat, Twinings Earl Grey tea treat, chocolate pot de creme, a lemon Madeleine, rose and raspberry jam, and a tea biscuit crumble for $5.99. I'll be honest. This is my most forgettable dish. Like I'm literally trying to rack my brain to give some sort of opinion on it.
I agree.
And I forgot about it.
But it was really cute and pretty because it looks like it's a chocolate half of tea. It's a
like a little
teacup.
Yeah, teacup.
And it's really cool because it's like it's almost like they have this whole teacup and then they chocolate the
pot
lemon
de creme they put inside.
the lemon stuff they put inside. They cut it in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then that's where it was.
They just serve you that half.
It was so cool. So it was starting to get hot this day and they had them ready to go and the sun was melting some of them. So they had to take it away and I'm sure they threw it away. But I will say the chocolate was really good. It was hard with the tea biscuit. It was the tea biscuit was good actually. That's right.
It was that teeny little one and then it had the little crumbles underneath it. But it was the most forgettable probably dish. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. I would get it if you were like, well, it's really cute and I like the chocolate and I wouldn't say not to get it.
I don't think you're wasting your money.
Correct.
I'll say that.
There you go. But I would say if you were like, I prefer a really good, like almost dessert, I would venture to say, well, then instead of getting the tea treat, maybe get the upside down shake.
Yeah, which is listed under beverages.
Yes, it is.
I feel, and I understand because it's a shake that puts it under beverages. I feel like this should have been Chapter 4.
Yeah,
and it should have been under the food items.
I agree.
This is Yellow Cake Soft Serve featuring Twinings English breakfast tea. There's a non-alcoholic version for $5.29. Or, and this sounds incredible, you could add whipped cream vodka and make it $12.50. Now, of course, we got the non-alcoholic one. This tasted exactly like a delicious vanilla yellowy cake in a shake with a tiny
on top.
Had a tiny little cupcake on top of the whipped cream. There's like one of those crazy milkshakes you get at these places or at the All-Star Resorts food courts. I loved this thing. Yep. I wanted to drink the whole thing, but again, we had so much to do. It's a nice big portion for looking at $5.29. This is really, really shareable. The only issue with it is they give you a paper straw. So stop by Joffrey's, which is right there. Get an agave straw, and I would probably grab a spoon for this as well. I loved it. I thought it was so delicious.
It was funny because my brain was a little like confused because normally anytime I ever read upside down cake or anything, the word pineapple is in front of it. So my brain just already was like, I'm not going to like it. This is pineapple. And when I realized it wasn't, and it's just a vanilla, like it's almost like a funfetti cake. Holy crap. It's so good.
The shake was so smooth.
So good.
Like, it didn't
Like,
have
I
like
wanna get
chunks
this
of
again.
cake or anything. Like, it was so good. I love this
Yes,
thing.
ditto.
All right, let's move over to Japan and Goshiki. They've got 3 new items we'll talk about. But first, the sushi donut, which is a fan favorite, returns every year.
Mm-hmm.
Donut-shaped sushi with salmon, tuna, shrimp, cucumber, and sesame seeds over a decorated plate of wasabi aioli, sriracha aioli, and eel sauce for $8.75. If you like sushi, get this.
It's always
If
good.
you're worried about having a sushi dish like this at a festival, don't be worried. It is fresh.
Yep.
It's delicious.
Yep.
The sushi rice here is so good and flavorful. It looks really cool as that little donut, so I would highly recommend. All right, let's move on to the taiyaki, which is new. Crisp, flaky fish-shaped chocolate-flavored pastry filled with custard and served with whipped topping for $7.75.
And this is what I was kind of excited to try because it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
It
Normally,
is
this is like
interesting.
the red bean paste filling that they've done in the past. So this is a new take.
Yep.
Topped with whipped cream is not really the word. There's a little teeny dollop next to it that's orange. It needs to be a lot more whipped cream, I think.
There was plenty.
I could have smothered it all over the whole thing.
Okay.
But what did you think of this?
I actually really liked it.
Yeah.
Just so you're aware,
The custard
is warm.
Yeah. It's a little shock to the system when you first bite into it.
I think it is. The crispy, flaky fish chocolate pastry is really good. It really reminds me of like a Pop-Tart that they stamped a fish in it.
Yeah,
and
it's only fish shaped. You got to put shape behind the word fish.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
There's no fish. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want people to think like there's a fish tart. You know what I mean? Like, you might as well
It's
put that
not fishy.
with mustard caviar.
Yeah.
So it is a fish shaped tart. And like
yeah.
Rhonda said, like it was stamped.
Yes.
And then inside of the fish shape
Yeah.
is
the
the warm
custard.
vanilla custard. Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
I
I
did
would
too.
actually get this again.
I would too.
If you're like Jeremy was a little off-putted by the warm custard, I would just say, especially like on our colder day, and I think when we go back, it is supposed to be cold. I think I'm gonna wear my Lulus again because it's just supposed to be cold. So I would just like, if you're getting something else, eat that first, let it kind of cool down. And
I just
then
prefer cool
it's
custard.
good.
That's all. And I didn't know it was warm inside.
Good.
So again, it's just surprising when you bite into it, expecting it to be a cold, firmer custard. But I really did like it. I think it's so weird that it's listed first on their menu because they always list desserts last. And this is a dessert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's move on to the Tokyo Kawaii Roll. Crispy shrimp tempura wrapped in multicolored sushi rice, topped with refreshing yellow yuzu sauce and tangy plum sauce, $9.75. I'm going to say, hold up right there in your description, folks, because it is not topped with the sauce. It is 3 small sushi rolls, shrimp tempura sushi rolls, and then there's just a small smattering, a little smear of the yuzu and the, what was the other one? The plum sauce next to it. It is a beautiful looking dish. I love the colored sushi rice. It's got some purple in there. It looks really good for Festival of the Arts. And for as long as it took me just to talk about all this is also how long it took for me to chew one roll because it was so dry.
Yeah.
And there was not enough sauces with it. You couldn't get enough.
It was,
and honestly, I did not get a single taste of shrimp in there, even though I saw it in there.
Yeah, it was this is one I would say save your money and get the sushi donut.
Yes. 100%.
Don't get this, but if
God, the donut's $1 cheaper. Those prices should even be swapped.
Yeah.
The donut should be more.
I would say though, if you've got kids and they're like, I love sushi, but they're this type of sushi where it's like just rice with like shrimp and they're very simple.
Yeah.
This is a quote unquote safe dish.
Yes, I agreed with that.
So again, take it at you will. Like if this is for you, then go ahead. But if you're somebody that loves sushi and all the things,
this won't
save
do
your
it. Yeah.
don't. don't buy it.
Yeah, and you're right. I think kids can like it. And also, if you want to get them to shut up for 10 or 15 minutes, that's how long it's going to take them to chew this and get it down. So I think that's another good option.
Okay.
Let's move on to the Wagyu bun. It is something they bring back every year. This is the steamed bun filled with sweet and savory minced American Wagyu beef. $10.75. This year it's purple. It is not A5 Wagyu, which again I thought it was so adorable. The kid behind us in line where it's World Showcase, his mom's reading. Now I can't remember if I told. I don't know if I told this. I think I told it in the video because we haven't talked farts yet. But anyway, we're in line at World Showcase, and I hear the mom behind me, and she's reading off. And she's like, "Well, they have this. They have this American Wagyu bun," and I hear someone go, "Is it A5 Wagyu?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, A5. It's like, she goes, "I don't know what that is." And he's like, "It's really good premium cut of Japanese beef." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, man, this person knows their stuff." I turn around, it's like a 7-8-year-old kid. And it was just so funny. He just sounded so adult. Buddy, it is not A5 American Wagyu, but this is the best.
It is
this is the best bun they've had.
Yeah. It is really good.
I thought the
I would
meat,
get it again.
Yeah, it's a ground meat inside. But the meat to me is like a teriyaki bun, you know. The meat was so much more flavorful than I remember in the past, and there seemed to be more of it. When we're talking about the vanilla bean mousse that didn't have enough caramel, we're going to talk about the Kringla Bakery hazelnut donut thingy that didn't have enough hazelnut in it. This had enough beef in it, and the balance, because the bun is dry. Yeah, a little bit dry, but the beef is nice and tender, and it's a great balance. I like this. I would get it again. This is something I wish. Yeah, sticky on the outside. Like a sticky bun on the outside.
Bag.
This is something I wish they had at a little kiosk as a quick grab and go year round.
Yeah.
And I do think it's a very safe dish.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids hopefully are going to look at it and be like, purple, that's cool. I want to eat it.
Yeah.
So I would recommend this one. Now, if you need to wash down that super dry Kauai roll, they do have a grapey apple boa. I'm not a fan of the word grapey, first of all. I don't care for it. Crafted black grape beverage with green apple popping boba. This is non-alcoholic. It's $6.75 and new this year.
Did you ever drink the rest of it? Did you get to the
I did not
green apple?
No, because here's the problem with this one is it's grape juice.
Yes, it is.
So it is just straight grape juice, and it has the apple boba that all sets on the bottom.
Yep.
They're not giving you a boba straw or anything, which I think was the challenge with this one. This was the major con.
Yeah.
So if before you get here, and again, it just tastes like grape juice, but it will be probably good for kids. It's a decent non-alcoholic alternative in a sense to a wine. If you wanted a wine, but you get this. I just, by the time I got to the bottom of it, if I went for a sip, it was going to be nothing but just boba. Just all coming at me. Yeah. So it missed the mark by not providing a straw where you could get both mix the grape and the green apple boba.
Yeah. And I think all they had to do is take regular boba straws and cut them in half.
Yeah. So if you can get a boba straw prior, or you're some kind of insane person that carries your own boba straws around, go ahead and have it prior to getting this.
Yeah.
But I think there's certainly better beverages throughout to spend your $6.75 on.
I agree.
Also, somebody next weekend is drinking a sake for me because I need my wooden cup for the year. All right, next we're going to move over to Gourmet Landscapes in Canada. Well, I'll just let you take the first one. You didn't get a chance to grab it this year, or at this trip, I should say, but we will get it next weekend. I'm very sure of it.
I will. And this is my wild mushroom risotto with aged Parmesan, truffle shavings, and a Zinfandel reduction. This is plant-based. It's $9.79. It is fantastic. It's always good.
Is this one of your favorite top festival favorites?
Yes, it is. It's just, one time I had where, and it's so good overall, I can completely overlook if, I get a few bites of risotto that I'm a little like, all right, that's a little underdone or whatever. Because I got one time, but it's so good.
Yeah.
I love it.
More often than not, it's very good.
100%. I love the, mushroom in it, the way it tastes, the earthiness of it. I love that it's plant-based for other people because it is a very good dish.
Yeah, and I'm not big on mushrooms, as most people know, and I think this thing is delicious. So definitely check this one out. Another one is the roasted bone marrow with onion marmalade, pickled mushrooms, and petite lettuce for $10.79. I think it's second most expensive dish. this is one of those where I think if you have never had bone marrow and you're interested in giving it a shot,
100%.
now's the time to do it. So go ahead and grab it. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what the price was back in 2019 when I had the bone marrow at Yachtsman. One, because it was a while ago, and two, my brother paid for it. So, but it's still a good portion of it. And it's really, really good. So it's a good time to give that a shot. I know the citrus braised beef tartare with golden beet egg yolk in air quotes, mustard vinaigrette, pickled mustard seeds, pickled mushrooms, spiced pistachios, and air quote feta snow, which is plant-based, for $5.49. It's one of Amy's favorite. I'm not personally big on it.
Here.
Yeah.
She'll get
and
that.
maybe I'll get the bone marrow, though, because I've only had it once. So
yeah, you did.
Me saying how good it is based on my one time. So hopefully we can come back and say how
we'll probably
good it was.
kind of usually this is where we go ahead and get the whole almost menu because Amy gets that, I get wild mushroom, and then she gets the frozen Scotch cocktail, which is Scotch and Twinings chai tea garnished with a chocolate nail for $15.50. It is expensive, but she said it's a really good one.
Yeah, I had it in the past, and it is a good Scotch drink. One that I think Ron Burgundy would improve of. And with what the weather's supposed to be back at next weekend, it should stay frozen. So that's good as well. All right, let's move on to me trying to pronounce all the things in France, which is L'Art de la Cuisine François. Starting with, that is a return favorite. Everybody loves this year after year. We do too. Smells like feet. Tastes delicious. The creme de brie in petite pan. Warm, creamy brie in a house-made bread bowl for $10.25. You know, when John says, did they give you what the menu says? This is probably 1,000,000% exactly what it's saying. It is a little bread bowl. It's got warm brie in it.
Yep.
I believe, because I saw some photos this year, you know, they cut the top off and they take the center out and they set them on top, so it actually makes a hidden Mickey with the bread bowl and then the two pieces as his ears. Is usually how they present it.
That's cute.
But it's delicious with the cool weather that we have been having in Florida, and you know, the cool weather we're about to get again.
I'm
this
excited.
is a great one. All right, let's move on to two new dishes. First one being Gâteau de Crabe Bisque de Homard Crème Citron at Aneth. This is crab cake, lobster bisque, and lemon dill sour cream for $11.95. It comes in at our most expensive food dish this year. Let's talk about this one first before we get on to the dessert.
Okay.
Thoughts, presentation.
So
picture isn't what you get.
It's super sad because some of the pictures this year, I'm like, you know, like picture and then like that, and then
reality.
not expectation,
expectation versus reality,
right?
It's kind of because your expectation is what they show you in a photo. Like, and it's not
the photo presented as a bowl because I was kind of having to look at it for a little while to figure it out, to be honest. So like a little bowl of lobster bisque with a crab cake on top. Now what Jeremy was handed was a square normal plate, like normal, and I would say a small gravy ladle of schmear, more of a
splattering.
Splattering, that's right.
It was basically like your tiny gravy ladle as opposed to a soup ladle.
Yeah. And it was kind of more on the one side, and then the crab cake on top. The sad part is I wish it was the picture because this thing was fantastic.
It was so good.
What
I wish they would do, and again, you know, I mean, we got, what I say, $11.95, so it's up there. I understand. It's got crab. It has lobster bisque. Now, it does not have lobster. So the lobster bisque could be made with a lobster broth. Like, I think that based on not having actual pieces of lobster in it, like the way you get the lobster bisque over at Narcoossee's, for example, with real chunks of lobster in it, I think you could spread the lobster bisque a little bit further for the price of $11.95.
I agree. The only thing is if they don't have bowls. Now, listen, this was first day.
But it could have covered the bottom of the plate.
Yes, and I would agree with that. Yeah. But at the same time, are they concerned / worried about them, like somebody spilling it on them, or
also portion control? You know, it's another thing you have to think about that we don't talk about is you go in and it could be very specific where they're planning and say, look, this thing gets this exact amount.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're able to be a little more lenient as it goes on. Because we saw a photo yesterday of somebody that had it that looked like it definitely had more lobster bisque than ours had. But all that aside, this is absolutely delicious. The lobster bisque has full lobster bisque flavor, even without chunks of lobster.
Yep.
The crab cake is what we will call a Florida crab cake.
Yes.
But done so very well that it even made this Maryland kid happy.
Good.
So you can get a Florida crab cake that's not a Maryland one in France is basically what it comes down to. But it is filled with crab meat. Now it is the shredded. It could be actually based on the flavor. It might be a combination of claw and like back fin. So they're still on the cheaper side of what you get crab for. Perfectly understandable.
100%.
It has a nice crust on the outside, but no filler on the inside. A lot of times with these Florida style crab cakes, they're full of filler all throughout. And if you wanted to say anything, filler was technically on the outside. But I also understand that in the sense of that crab cake, if it is sitting in the lobster bisque at any point during this festival, it's going to hold up better.
Yeah.
And I liked the contrast in the crunch from the outside, as well as the nice, sweet, delicious, creamy crab inside.
Yeah.
Definitely better than the crab I think that they had over in Mexico on the tostada. So,
Yes, and this is something that we would definitely get again.
100%.
Even though it's expensive, I could see us both each getting one.
I would too. This is one to spread out the day where we go, you know, all right, we're going to stop by Canada. We're going to stop by France.
Yep.
And we might stop by one more booth, and that's kind of like our day.
Yep.
You know, that way you're not, you don't want to be buying 2 of these when you got a full day of
true.
farts in front of you. All right. Their new dessert this year is the eclair au chocolat et à la orange, crème à la orange, ganache au chocolat. You like how I say chocolat? That was the movie. Was Johnny Depp in that?
Yes.
Correct? Did you ever see it?
I don't
I did
remember, but I feel like I would have. I just see
It's about
so
chocolate,
many
right? It's like about a French chocolatier or something. Like that
again,
guy
I
we
can't
watch
even
on
remember.
TikTok. What was his name?
Amory.
Yeah, Amaury. That dude's awesome.
He is.
Seriously, that guy's the stuff he makes.
And he's good to look at, too.
He is a very attractive Frenchman.
He's only 34, I think.
Of course he is.
He's
yeah.
a little youngin'.
Yeah, I bet he's got ladies lined up at the door.
Nope, he's got one.
He's got one? Oh,
He's
good
got
for him.
one
Does he
that
have
is a
children?
life
How much
partner.
research have you done into this guy?
And it's a woman, I guess.
How much research have you done? How many kids? Where does he live? What's his address?
He doesn't
Shoe
have any
size?
kids.
Okay. All right. So
I think
it
he's
also.
over in California. I don't remember.
Oh, he's in
now.
California.
I don't
now, but
remember.
he's definitely a Frenchman. All right. So I don't know if I finished reading it, but chocolate orange eclair, orange cream, chocolate ganache, crispy hazelnut, and candied oranges for $8.95. Put this up top 5 beautiful dishes.
Gorgeous.
And it's up there, maybe the most beautiful dessert I think that we had. Maybe you can look at it along with that figment cake. But you go from
So
the figment cake, which is elegant. To the, I'm sorry, you go to the figment cake, which is fun. This, which is elegant.
Yes, 100%.
You know, this looks like something that Frenchmen could have easily made, except it would have been in the shape of a giraffe. So,
correct.
Explain it though, what the flavors are, if anybody's wondering by the description, and how many times I said chocolate and how many times I said orange.
Yeah, and I mean, if everybody knows that the orange chocolate ball that comes in the orange the golden cellophane. Foil that you just whack it on the table and it falls to pieces like a regular orange and you take slices and eat it. That's exactly what it tastes like.
Does.
It's so fantastic.
In eclair form. And I don't tend to be a huge fan of those chocolate oranges, but I would get this again and again. It's such a perfect balance of chocolate and orange in a way that just works. If you are of the alcoholic beverage consumption type, you got to get the frozen French martini, Grey Goose vodka, Chambord liquor, Dole pineapple juice, Minute Maid orange juice, and grape juice with lemon lime foam for $15.50. It is a fan favorite year after year. It is absolutely delicious, so that's one to pick up there. All right, let's move on over to Italy. L'Art des Menagerie. You know, we give Italy a hard time year after year.
We do.
And they have returned with the mozzarella frita, flash fried breaded fresh mozzarella with artist palette condiments for $9.50. It is
fun.
a little circle of fried mozzarella. It's got some different dipping sauces around it, like a marinara, a pesto. There's some sort of cream style sauce. It might even be more of like a vodka sauce, I think. It is a very safe dish. It is a dish that people will enjoy and kids will love.
Absolutely.
So it's one you can get if you're going to get in line at Italy. New this year is a polenta pastacchiata, polenta bolognese, Parmesan, mozzarella, and tomato sauce. $8. Talk about this one. What kind of polenta are we getting?
We are getting a polenta cake.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. And the bolognese actually tasted more than just out of a can or a box.
It's the most. This bolognese is the most flavor
it was good.
that any sort of bolognese or meat sauce has had at the Italy booth in the 10 years we've been doing this.
This was the most surprising dish out of everything, in my opinion.
Because it's at Italy.
Correct.
If it was at any other booth, we would probably talk about it slightly different, I think.
I'm not sure because it was, I remember it's funny because now that I think about it, like it's very like still simple and safer.
Agreed.
But the more I thought about it, like I was like, I probably wouldn't get it again, but here's the hard part, because there are so many other good dishes, I would get those. But if all of a sudden I was just kind of like, I just kind of want something, I could see myself getting this again. It was surprising. I had some cheese pull from some whatever mozzarella and Parmesan together. Again, the bolognese was actually tastes better than what was out of a jar or a can. The polenta cake, I thought it was pretty good for being what it was.
So I'll say this: the polenta cake on its own would not have survived, but it worked with these other ingredients. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I get why they're doing a polenta cake. This is easy to mass produce and put out and still have polenta in a polenta form. What I would have liked, and something maybe we'll make at home one time. We've never made polenta at home. Polenta's hard to make. It's hard to keep. It's hard to do in mass quantities. But if they're doing it with the risotto over in Canada, I'd like to see them give it a try here. I would have liked a small bowl of creamy polenta topped with the bolognese, mozzarella. They wouldn't have even needed the tomato sauce at that point. Maybe a little fresh basil or parsley or something like that. But it did work. This is one where, like you said, it's safe, it's familiar, and it wasn't bad. And for Italy.
Yeah,
so
it didn't
good job, Italy, this year on this one.
Good job, because it didn't taste like what you could just pull out of your pantry right now.
Yeah. So. I feel like maybe Italy's listening, because
maybe
they're getting a little bit better with certain dishes each time. Yeah. So they're coming around with these dishes, and they're like, we listen to, is that, no, that's French. I don't know, what's an Italian accent?
I don't know.
I don't even know, but they're like, we listen to Rhonda and Jeremy. And they're constantly just dragging us through the mud, guys. Yeah. We got to come out with something decent. And they did. And when we
for
move on.
For a savory dish. Because
for a savory dish.
We move on to the dessert.
What was that one?
They have always done well.
They've always done well, yes.
And even if it is something, like we feel like out of Costco, it's still done well.
It's still
because it's good.
Yeah. I like lots of stuff at Costco.
Heck yeah. So this is a raspberry spuma, which is vanilla sauce, mint whipped cream, and puffed rice for $5.50. It's in a cute little cup, and I thought it was refreshing. I thought it was great. If I wanted something like this again, just to get that, I don't want chocolate, I want a nice light dessert, I would totally come here again and get it. Yeah. It was great.
I wish that this was good. I liked it. I wish that every festival, though, they would do a take on a cannoli. Like this could have been a raspberry cannoli. And everything could have been
cannolis,
the same. I know they have. Remember the peanut butter one we love? Well. I wish that every festival, though, was just a new take on a cannoli based around whatever that festival is. Okay. Would be cool. Another thing here, now it's new this year, I believe, because of the blood orange liqueur, is their Italian-inspired margarita. And again, it's with tequila and Fabrizia blood orange liqueur this year for $13. We've had this in the past, and it's actually a good beverage here. I think a lot of times the reason the line in Italy gets long is for their beverages.
Yeah,
it's where you can get Prosecco, Moscato, a Chianti. You can get the Sicilian Sunrise. You can get the Italian-inspired margarita. New. Yeah. So I think this is a place that a lot of people go for the drinks. And I'll tell you right now, if you were going to sit there with a Chianti, the polenta is going to go with it well. Like that would be a good pair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
agree.
So if you're in line for the Chianti and that's what your focus is, throw a little polenta your way. And I think you'll enjoy it. All right, let's move over to opening bites. We did not stop there this year. I will stop 100% next weekend with Rachel, and we will get our soft shell crab slider with cream papaya slaw and mango ketchup on a sweet roll for $7.49. They also have the Enchanted Rose, which is a dark chocolate mousse rose for $6.49. That is a return item and one that I don't know if it's the exact same, but you can find over at Hollywood Scoops on Sunset Boulevard near Tower of Terror. If they still have it, along with that non-alcoholic drink that off the top of my head, I can't remember what it is, but we've gotten both of these in the past. If you listened to last week's episode about our top 5 returning dishes, the soft shell crab slider made my honorable mention only because one time I had one that wasn't great. But when it's great, it is top 5 return dishes, easy for me.
Nice.
And I think it's a little baby crab. It's a very tiny soft shell crab. If you have not had soft shell crab, this is another one. Where else can you get it? A smaller portion for a price at $7.49 if you're interested in trying it. Just take the idea of legs out of your head, okay?
But it's the whole crab.
It's the whole crab.
Guys.
That's how you do soft shell crab. But once you bite into it, it is not different. This is, in reality, this is more of a crab cake and a Maryland-style crab item, obviously, than the one in France. Because all you're getting is meat. There's no filler because it's all crab. They peel back the soft shell. They remove the mustard in the gills. They fold it back. You guys, Rhonda's making gagging faces. Rudely, might I add.
I just
put it back. You deep fry the sucker. You put it on a delicious roll. And somebody who normally would hear mango ketchup and be like, I don't know that we need to do that. It works. So, like one of my favorite things ever until they got rid of it used to be going to Iguanas on St. Simon's Island and getting their soft shell crab sandwich was a big honker of a crab on that thing. And I loved it. And then they got rid of it.
I think what happened with me is I've been in Florida my entire life. And I met you, and you're from Maryland, and you picked crabs, and you got blue crabs.
Yep.
And I never did, and I was excited because I've eaten crab legs my entire life. And when
then you saw the process?
Yeah, when you showed me, and then things, and I did it, and then I don't know what happened. One time I was doing it, and my brain hit a wall.
Yeah.
And I could pick for you all day long. Like I could give it to you to eat, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah. That's understandable. And blue crabs are plentiful down here. Like they're not the same as Maryland.
Yeah.
But if you are from Maryland, Delaware, that area, you know there's nothing better than sitting out at a newspaper covered picnic table with a whole bunch of people and a bushel of crabs and corn and just hanging out. It's absolutely amazing.
I can hang out and I can eat the corn and pick the meat for you, but that's about it.
I'll tell you what, the next time we do it, a lot of times when we do it here now, because I will get blue crabs like once a year because nobody else wants to do it.
No, I know.
Even my Maryland friends are like, Dorothy, they're like, we're not in Maryland anymore.
Rob and
like,
Tina,
even they're like, I don't want to do all this work.
Yep.
But I still love it.
Matt still loves it.
He does, yeah, but he's still in the area. He's still
true.
in Jersey. He's still in that whole area.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get them as often, and he goes to Ocean City and gets them sometimes there. So, all right, let's move on to the Painted Panda in China. First of all, one of the return dishes that was one of the surprising dishes for us last year was that Hong Kong style egg custard tart for $5.50. I don't know how to explain it. Just eat it. It might surprise you. It's good. All right. The two new items, though. One of those is General Tso's chicken shumai, dumplings filled with chicken, asparagus, onion, and water chestnut, topped with General Tso's sauce for $10.75. This dish is too expensive.
I'll agree.
It is so delicious. You get 3 of these little shumai. They're flavorful. The dumpling on the outside is cooked perfectly. Everything on the inside has wonderful flavor.
Yes.
You will get a crunch of the water chestnut,
which I do not like.
Which Rhonda doesn't care for. I can't figure out. Because I don't feel like water chestnut has much of a flavor on its own.
I don't know what it is. I can't help it.
Yeah.
Makes me want to gag.
Okay.
But I
will eat the rest of
yeah.
these next time. But you
And
ate it.
I did. And as soon as I got that, like, and I could taste the water chestnut, I was like, okay. But like Jeremy just said, dumpling was cooked perfect. The filling inside, besides the water chestnut, was fantastic.
$7.49 would make me feel really good about this.
Yeah, because
That's
there's only
about
three.
$2.50 each.
Yeah.
Which again, by many standards, is a lot, but it's not. My thing is, it's got chicken. If this was a shrimp,
right.
if it was a lobster, if it was a
Right.
crab, which they're doing a lot of this year, along with lobster, I feel like
right.
$10.75 makes sense. But if I could get a gaggle of these things inside of 9 Dragons, I would get it every time. Or if these were year round to go at the Lotus, oh my gosh, we've been there in so long. The Lotus, the quick serve right there. I can't think of the full name of it off the top of my head.
Where Kaylin would get her chicken teriyaki.
No, that's over in Japan. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah,
oops.
Katsura. But anyway, it's delicious.
Yes.
Even with the $10.75, it's worth a purchase at least one time and stretch your dollar a little because I love it. Also, it's snack eligible. We haven't talked a lot about that, but we find that anything over $8 tends to be a very good use of the dining snack credit here. So make sure you use it at the right places.
Correct.
When you see some of these dishes like that egg tart that are $5.50,
yeah, don't use it.
pay out of pocket for that one.
100%.
All right. Next is one that we went back and forth on the entire time we ate it.
I really liked it though.
I did too in the end. It's the char siu pork bun, sweet and savory Cantonese style barbecue pork in a steamed bun for $8.75. We'll go by John's test real quick. Did you get what they said you would get on the menu? Yes, you did. Could you make it at home?
Oh yeah.
You could,
I think.
but it's going to take a lot more work than most of these dishes.
Yeah.
When you think about getting that barbecue pork right, when you think about getting a bao bun, you'd have to go most likely to an Asian market. They sell them frozen. So you have to, it's more to it. It's not like the crab tostada in Mexico where you can just kind of pop into Publix or your local grocery store, easily grab everything,
right?
Most of it pre-made and go home.
Right.
This would take some stuff. I don't think the average person who just, is used to cooking Kraft mac and cheese is going to make this at home. Plain and simple.
It's very safe.
Very safe. It's a
Very
good way to
simple.
try something like this. Very simple. I wish that it had maybe a little bit of that Cantonese barbecue sauce on it, in addition to just having the meat being prepared in it. And I could use a sprig of cilantro. And I think this dish would go from, if I had it at a 6 out of 10, it would take it probably to a 9 out of 10 for me with just those 2 small changes.
Okay.
But I would still eat it again. Now,
Yeah.
I wouldn't order it, and it's only one small bun.
Yeah.
So China is expensive.
Yeah.
You're looking at these 2 dishes taking you to $20.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
you're only getting 3 small shumai and 1 small pork bun.
Yeah.
When we talk about other places, you can spend a little over $20 over in America, get the lobster salad, Caesar salad, and the strip loin. You've made lunch.
Yeah.
You're not really making lunch out of this
That's
thing
true.
unless you're Rhonda. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not making lunch out of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move over to Germany in the pastoral palate. You can get the red wine braised beef short rib, which is a fan favorite year after year. I know it's one of ours. It comes with a parsnip puree, broccolini, baby tomatoes, and balsamic glaze for $8.79. This is a hearty dish. The meat is always fork tender, and this is where we learned that we love parsnip puree.
Yep.
Which
We
to
wanted
me
to
is-
try to make it, but
I know. I think we did one time. I think we did make it one time.
yeah, I don't think it was as good though. We
No,
don't know
it
what
definitely
they're
was
doing.
not as good.
Yeah.
It's like the creamiest mashed potatoes. I
Mhm.
feel like with a touch of a sweetness to it that comes from the parsnip.
Yeah.
So
Super good.
love this. They have a Black Forest cake, chocolate mousse with Morello cherries and a chantilly cream for $4.99. Rich, flavorful cherries,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a good
it was.
dish.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember it as much as
It was forgettable
being-
for us, I think.
I think it was, but for $4.99 and they being the expensive cherries,
Yeah.
it's pretty cheap. So
Yep.
But
Let's move on to Pop Eats, which we love year after year, and was the perfect starting booth for the cold day
yeah.
that we had
Yep.
on opening day. I'm gonna let you take it over. What's the return one? And then we'll talk about the new item. We don't really have to say much about the return dish.
Well, I mean, it's just a grilled cheese served with tomato soup for $5.99.
Yeah.
Um.
Done perfectly.
Oh,
I'd say done
100%.
perfectly.
100%. And this is a little different, but I feel like they kind of had something like this last year. Because they have always a grilled cheese, and then they have a grilled
Something
cheese
else.
with some type of ham or something. So this year is a croque monsieur inspired grilled cheese with Black Forest ham, Gruyere, and bechamel sauce served with a tomato soup for $6.79. This is so good.
Yeah.
I did see some people get where it looked like the bread was a little more grilled, which normally I'm like, Jeremy, don't burn it. Or I'm like, the one we got, the bread was not as grilled as much, which was perfect. But I felt like the cheese, and it wasn't completely like
Could have been a little more melted on the
melted.
inside without
right.
cooking the outside further.
And if it did, it would have been fine. I
Yes.
still would have been liking it.
Yeah.
But it still was fantastic.
So good.
Like by itself was fantastic. Then dipping it in the soup was even more fantastic.
Yeah.
It was just a great dish that I could totally get again.
Yeah. And here's one of the things that I think can happen, because you have a lot going on here. You've got the Gruyere, which is a strong cheese, right? Yeah. You have the bechamel inside of this sandwich. You've got the buttery toast on the outside and the bread, right? The ham could easily get lost, and it doesn't. You taste that Black Forest ham. It's tender. It's delicious. We got a really good portion size for ours that for one person easily makes a full lunch. I did see some others go out that looked like slightly smaller portions. But again, this was opening day.
Yeah.
I mean, this was opening day first booth for us. So this was right at the beginning. But man, this thing just, all y'all, unfortunately, that are about to get hit with this crazy storm, be safe, but you're going to want one of these. So I apologize that we're talking about it, and you could be sitting under like 12 inches of snow by the time you listen to this, and you're like, well, I can't go to the store now. But if you're listening to it on Friday when it comes out, then, go ahead and go get all the supplies for this, because you're going to want it. It's amazing. All right, going to move on to one of our favorite stops every festival, the Swirled Showcase. They're bringing back their pink vanilla soft serve in a cone. You can also get Dole Whip in a cone. They got lemon, lime, and strawberry, or you can do a mixture of two of those. They have the Candy Trio Flight Back, which is the Dole Whip strawberry with Starburst Minis fruit chews, Dole Whip lemon with Skittles popped, original freeze-dried candy, and Dole Whip lime with chili lime seasoning and Lifesavers gummies for $8.29. This is a Dole Whip flight, much like one you would get at Swirls. The candy, if you're not aware, is not on the Dole Whip. It is served in front of it in little teeny containers. I don't understand it. I really just think, just put it on top, guys, and it's going to save.
And it would just fall off.
But we've
and
seen
it was
this
just
from
too
day one.
hard.
Now, I can understand
No,
that
I'm
it getting...
talking the test.
Oh, in the test kitchen. I can understand that it getting too hard from the cold of the Dole Whip, but I'm not talking about mixing it into it and having it ready to go and serve. I'm talking about you put Dole Whip, you put candy on top, you give it to a person, they eat it.
But I'm saying that maybe they couldn't put as much because it was falling off. Or
Maybe.
I mean,
it could be.
They may have tried testing it, and it just...
And that probably is what happened. You're right. It's just a weird way to get it with these three separate candies, but it is what it is.
I agree.
Get it for your children.
Yeah.
They're going to love it. I mean, we've had it in the past, and all the Dole Whips are good.
Yep.
So go ahead and get it. All right. Back this year is the Imagination Cone. This year it is described as pink vanilla soft serve in a lavender cone, sparks of imagination, like little sprinkles, and white chocolate figment wings for $6.99. We each got one to close out day one. Is it as good as you remember from last year? Yeah, I agree.
I swear it was not pink vanilla soft serve. It was pink bubblegum soft serve.
Agreed.
With a lavender cone.
It tasted like Big League Chew last year.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I got so many of them.
And it's still good this year.
It is good. I think because the vanilla is vanilla, I really tasted, and the lavender cone was very lavendery, where I tasted like I was eating the lavender flower.
Yeah, I feel like they pumped up the flavor in that cone.
Again, was okay. I don't know.
It didn't live up to last year.
No, it
is
didn't.
all. Now, I would still get another one.
I would actually not get that, but I would get what we got.
We'll talk about it.
So they have a liquid nitrogen mini cake pop, which apparently they did last year too. Because I have a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that one.
I thought that one was chocolate.
This one. Well, this one is with cotton candy sponge cake, white chocolate ganache, and a colorful chocolate splats, which I think are pink and purple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super cute. It's only $4.79, but the cotton candy sponge cake. So most cake pops are so dense inside and almost feel wet. Like, and
we got to, you take cooked cake,
Yeah.
you crumble it up, you mix it with a ton of icing, and you smush it together.
Yeah.
And you get this very dense cake pop. It's the reason I don't love cake pops.
This is so good.
This is not like that.
No.
This is like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
As you would eat a piece of cake. But then
Yeah.
it's covered in the chocolate
Uh-huh.
and the liquid nitrogen dip to set everything.
So
It's
good.
so good.
And the cotton candy is a blue and pink
Mhm.
cotton candy, and it's just so
Yeah.
good.
Super
So good.
flavorful. Everybody really enjoyed
Yep.
this, and we'll definitely eat another one of these.
100%.
We would get one for each because it's only $4.79.
Yeah.
So this is an out-of-pocket one instead of using your snack credit. All right, Tangerine Cafe, Flavors of the Medina in Morocco. We did not have anything there this year, but we have talked about how much we love this Moroccan wrap with tomato, cucumber relish, and garlic sauce, served on warm Moroccan flatbread for $6.29. You can get it with chumula chicken, Moroccan spice lamb, or plant-based falafel.
All of it's good.
It's so good. It's refreshing. It's light, but it's also hearty because it's a good portion size. It's shareable, but you could eat it as a lunch. Like, it has everything going for
Yes, it does.
Personally, I love the spiced lamb. I think last week you said you really liked the falafel. And then they have the stone. If you want to pair something with it, get the stone-baked Moroccan bread with assorted dips for $5.25. They're baking the bread right in front of you to serve, basically, in a actual stone-fired fireplace oven thingy. So that's what the official term, I think. All right. We are going to move on to Vibrite and Vivido because, one, we had to go here to finish our colorful walk of our wonderful walk of color cuisine.
Yes. Good
4
job.
of the stamps you can get are new items, so that worked perfect for us.
Correct.
But we needed that 5th stamp. And Rhonda, guess what was on it?
The chorizo and potato empanada.
How did you know? Because we had to go get it because I love it. It's one of my favorite dishes year after year, and it was going to go ahead and complete our walk. So this is with turmeric aioli and an annatto aioli. It is $6.79. It's just as good as I remember it.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Very good.
I love this thing. It is hearty. It's warm. Again, it was a cold day. The annatto, the everything, the turmeric aiolis are great with it. It's filled with chorizo. Normally, chorizo can be overwhelming if there's too much of it for me. This is a light, spiced kind of chorizo. Little kick of heat that the aiolis balance out really well. It's so good.
And speaking of cold weather,
Yeah.
their soup is back, and this was fantastic. This is a spicy. How do you say that soup?
Guajillo in arbol chili spice chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and creme fraiche for $5.99.
So good.
It's really good. It's got a nice little heat to it.
Yes, it does.
It's hearty, and it's, again, one of those dishes with the cold weather we've been having.
It's good.
You just want to sit. It'll make you sweat a little bit, which is great when it's cold out in Florida.
Yes.
We'll finish with their dessert, which is the passion fruit-filled mango cheesecake with coconut pineapple cake, dragon fruit gelee, and dragon fruit strawberry sauce for $5.29. We didn't have it this year. I know we've had it in the past. For me, it's forgettable. Do you remember much? I remember liking it and it being refreshing. That's all I remember.
Because I liked it,
Okay.
which was surprising because it says it's a coconut pineapple cake.
Right.
I really didn't get major hints of that as much as I did like dragon fruit and just a like refreshing good cheesecake.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah. And I'll be honest, this is one of those where if you're looking for dessert when you're at this, well, if you're at this booth and you're getting either the empanada or the soup,
it'd be good.
it's a good dessert to add to cool it down afterwards. They're a really nice pairing.
Or if you don't get that, get the layered berry pina colada smoothie.
Yeah.
So you can get a non-alcoholic one, which is wild berry, pina colada, and strawberry. And then if you get the alcoholic one, they spice it with rum.
Yeah, for $14.75.
Yep.
So, and this is one of those booths where when I think, they're putting all these together. The chefs did such a good job of making it a wonderfully collaborative booth all together.
Yeah.
Let's move on down to some additional locations such as Connections Eatery. So one of the new dishes we did not get an opportunity to try, and we will see if we can next weekend, but I think it would be a let's get it to get it and split it. Oh, that was pretty good, right? That's the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, a spicy hand-breaded chicken, roasted garlic aioli, and southern slaw on a toasted brioche bun for $13.19.
I do want this because it's a big,
it's a meal.
It's a meal. So I might get this, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. But I'm saying, we're going to have a little group.
Yeah.
So it's very
that's
possible
good.
we could get one like we did the time with Chuck and Amy and the French onion burger that they had, right? Split it in a couple. We each try it. What they have also that's new that I did get because, it's pizza, so I had to, is the barbecue chicken pizza. These are 2 slices of freshly baked pizza topped with smoked chicken, sweet barbecue sauce, cheese blend, jalapeno peppers, and red onions for $12.29. This is a quarter of a whole pizza. It's a whole quarter of a whole pizza, right? It's a lot of pizza. And
2 slices.
2 slices.
Large slices.
They're large. It's delicious. I love the Connections Eatery pizza. I think it's a good crust. I'm glad that you're somewhere in Park where you can get a slice of pizza. Take note, new little Pizza Planet booth serving pepperoni spring rolls, which is awesome. Serve slices of pizza like this there,
Yeah.
I'll just say, if you like barbecue chicken pizza, you will like this. All the flavors are there for it. So
I do not like barbecue chicken pizza. I did taste it.
And you enjoyed
it
for the pizza though, right?
Yeah.
Like you enjoyed the crust was good, the cheese, the everything.
Sure.
It's just not your flavor profile.
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's go on. We did not also new this year try the wild berry funnel cake at the Funnel Cakes in the American Adventure for $12.50. It's a funnel cake sandwich with vanilla ice cream and powdered sugar topped with brown sugar brandy wild berry compote, whipped cream, and dark chocolate sauce. We'll see if we get it or not, but we can tell you it's either good or it's not. If you've had their funnel cakes,
they're always good.
They're usually
It's
pretty
just,
dang good.
If you like vanilla ice cream and then you like a wild berry compote, it's probably
going to be good. I love funnel cake with ice cream.
Yeah.
I do love that combination, so they do a good job with it. Okay, we're going to talk about 2 more items here that we got going on. One of those being at Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Throughout that we saw all of the booths is the Pop Art Latte.
Yep.
Espresso with choice of milk and vanilla, syrup topped with lavender whipped cream, and Skittles Popped original freeze-dried candy. There's non-alcoholic, or you can get a spirited version with Bailey's original Irish cream liqueur. $7.19 without alcohol, $15.99 with Bailey's. You can make it a double shot usually for maybe $1 or $2 more. Mm-hmm. We got the non-alcoholic one. Each of us, we had a hot version.
So
displayed as cold.
I just started to say what Jeremy just read and everything is cold, and unfortunately, it was very cold, and I did not want that. So
it's cold outside, so you didn't want a cold beverage.
Correct. I asked if you could do it hot, and she was like, "Yeah." So the first day, I got it hot the exact same way. So an espresso it was milk and vanilla syrup topped with lavender whipped cream, and then the Skittled Pop freeze-dried candies, which then melted in, which was really cool, and I tasted some of the lavender whipped cream. The second day, I got it hot with oat milk, and then the same, and I personally liked it better.
With the oat milk?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was very, very good. I really like this. Again, I would get it again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. You really got the hit of the lavender whipped cream, which I appreciated because a lot of these times you don't. Like lavender whipped cream and you don't notice it. But I thought it was an enjoyable beverage. So I would like maybe next weekend to try it cold. Yeah. The way that the Lord
100%.
intended.
If it's not hot. I mean, if it's
not cold outside. You know what? I'll take one for the team and get a cold one either way.
Okay.
All right, let's finish off at Kringla Bakery Ogue Cafe. And we keep talking about this thing, the Hazelnut Praline Bowler, which is a cardamom bun donut type of thing. It's filled with hazelnut cream. It's topped with like a hazelnut almost ganache with, I think, crushed little pieces of hazelnut and then a little white chocolate circle with figment on it for $5.49. If you have had the school bread, same size basically as that. So it's very shareable. We got it in line while we were waiting for Frozen Ever After. What did you think of this dish?
I thought it was fantastic.
I really enjoyed it a lot.
Really good. Yeah, it was funny because we were standing in line because he was like, I want to ride Frozen because we were there very early. And he was like, we were standing there, and then I was like joking because there was no line for the school bread or the school bread line that Kringle, yeah. And I said, do you want some school bread? And then he was like, oh wait, that thing's there. And I was like, oh, well, let me go get it.
Yeah.
Hopped in line. It was inside. There was like 3 people in front of me. It was fantastic. Got it. And there was a bunch of them, but I thought it was really good. I didn't know there was anything in the middle. You took the first few bites, and like, what's the joke?
Yeah, like to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. Yeah, kind of was that.
Kind of like that, but the bread itself, everything was really good.
Yeah, it was still really good.
But then, yes, when you got to that hazelnut, it was really even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it could have used more, but I was okay without it as well, if all that makes sense.
I think it does.
So,
yeah. And then to make it even more confusing, I'm going to say I prefer the overall flavors of the school bread better, but we don't love the shredded coconut on top. Therefore, if this hazelnut praline bowler was year-round, I would get this 9 times out of 10 over the school bread because of all that. So I enjoyed it. It was a great way to enjoy a coffee and a hazelnut donut thingy in line while you're waiting to get on Frozen Ever After. Absolutely perfect. I love Festival of the Arts, and I continue to love it. I think from a food standpoint, the quality is some of the best. All the food is beautiful. I think it's inventive. We were so super impressed with these 2 days. And we know how the first day or two of festivals can sometimes go.
Yep.
Now, we did witness this opening weekend, and this happens, a lot of backup once you ordered your food compared to the time you got it, because you had to get in another line, which sometimes was half as long as the line to order it, was the line to wait for it. But that's because they're making it fresh. They're handing it to you fresh. They're topping it. They're doing all the artwork on it fresh. I loved it. I can't wait to go back next weekend with some friends and get their take on some items.
Yes.
Try some repeat favorites and all for us.
Absolutely.
If you want to hear all about that, as well as everything else that we have coming up here soon, which is always a pretty good amount, you can go ahead and hit subscribe and get brand new episodes every single Tuesday and Friday. Of course, Rhonda and I would be very, very thankful if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street